Welcome, everyone. Today, we are focusing on a highly strategic tool within Microsoft 365 Security, the Identity Secure Score in Microsoft Entra ID. We will learn how to interpret this score to measurably strengthen our organization's defense against identity-based attacks. Let's get started. Let's kick things off by defining what the Identity Secure Score actually is. In Microsoft Entra ID, Identity Secure Score is a powerful, built-in analytics dashboard. It essentially grades your organization's identity security posture, providing a percentage-based score. Why does this matter? Because in a modern cloud environment, your network firewall isn't your primary defense anymore. Identity is the new perimeter. If your score is low, it directly translates to a high risk of phishing, account takeover, and data breaches. How do you use it? As an administrator, you navigate to the Microsoft Entra Admin Center, where the tool translates complex security telemetry into a highly readable, prioritized list of recommendations. As a deep dive, understand that this score is not static. Because Microsoft continually updates its global threat intelligence, a 100% score today might drop tomorrow if a new type of attack emerges and you haven't implemented the latest defensive recommendations. Take a look at this flowchart. At the top, we have Microsoft Entra ID, which acts as the engine collecting identity telemetry. It feeds this data directly into the Identity Secure Score tool. From there, the tool splits into two primary functions, providing postural visibility, which allows you to objectively measure your identity risk, and generating prioritized recommendations, which translates that risk into actionable security steps. This visualizes how raw telemetry is turned into an operational roadmap. Now, let's dissect the anatomy of the dashboard. The Identity Secure Score is driven by two main components: security recommendations and improvement actions. A recommendation might be something broad, like require MFA for administrative roles. The reason Microsoft structures it this way is to eliminate administrative guesswork. You don't have to wonder what to fix first. The system tells you. How does it do this? By assigning a specific point value to every single recommendation based on its measurable impact on reducing risk. Turning on MFA for admins is worth a lot of points because it drastically reduces the chance of a tenant-wide compromise. For our deep dive, notice that the improvement actions aren't just vague suggestions. They provide concrete, step-by-step implementation guidance, often including deep links that take you directly to the exact configuration blade in Entra ID, where you can make the change immediately. This diagram illustrates the workflow of remediating a vulnerability. You start at the Secure Score dashboard, which presents the security recommendations. Notice how the recommendation branches off. It shows you the point value assigned, so you understand the ROI of your effort, and it provides the improvement actions. Those actions then flow into step-by-step guidance and direct admin center links. This interconnected flow ensures that identifying a problem and fixing a problem are seamlessly linked in the admin experience. A common misconception is that you must blindly click Implement on every Microsoft recommendation. That is not true. Identity Secure Score provides action status options to give you flexibility. The statuses you can choose are completed, planned, resolved via third party, and risk accepted. Why do we need this? Because enterprise IT is complex. A recommendation might break a legacy application, so you cannot implement it immediately. How do you handle this? You go into the action and change the status to planned to track it for next quarter, or risk accepted if leadership formally agrees to bypass the control. The critical deep dive here involves the resolved via third-party status. If Microsoft recommends enabling Entra ID MFA, but your organization pays for a third-party tool like Duo or Okta, you select resolved via third-party. Microsoft will actually award you the points for that security control, ensuring your score accurately reflects your true security posture. Take a look at this state diagram. It perfectly maps out your administrative choices. When faced with an improvement action, you have 4 distinct paths. You can transition to completed if you use Microsoft's native tools. You can move to planned or risk accepted for operational reasons. But pay close attention to the resolved via third-party path. Notice how both completed and resolved via third-party ultimately point to the points awarded outcome. This demonstrates that the Secure Score algorithm rewards the outcome of security, not just the purchase of Microsoft products. Let's talk about context. A number in a vacuum is meaningless. This is where the benchmarking tools within the Identity Secure Score dashboard shine. What do? They allow you to compare your organization's score against aggregate data from other Microsoft 365 tenants. The basics are simple. You can filter these comparisons by your specific industry, your geographic region, or your organization size. Why is this so crucial? Imagine presenting a secure score of 45% to your board of directors. They might think you are failing. But if you use the benchmarking tool to show that the average score for your industry is only 30%, you suddenly demonstrate that your security team is actually outperforming your peers. Diving deeper, this comparative insight is one of the most powerful tools an IT director has for justifying security investments. If you are lagging behind your industry peers, you have hard data to present when requesting budget for new security licensing or administrative headcount. This diagram shows how benchmarking data flows into business strategy. Your specific identity secure score feeds into the Microsoft benchmarking engine. The engine contextualizes your score against three distinct demographics: industry peers, organizations of similar size, and your geographic region. Notice how all three of these comparative metrics funnel directly into executive reporting. This visualizes how raw technical scores are transformed into strategic business intelligence that leadership can understand and act upon. Not all improvement actions are created equal. As a senior admin, you must prioritize high-impact improvement actions to get the best return on your time. What are these? They're the specific configurations that yield the highest point increases in your score because they neutralize the most severe threats. The basics usually revolve around three tasks: deploying multi-factor authentication, cleaning up inactive or stale user accounts, and absolutely disabling legacy authentication protocols. Why focus here? Because credential stuffing and password spraying attacks rely on these exact vulnerabilities. How do you fix them? The most efficient way is by deploying broad conditional access policies. Our deep dive focuses on legacy authentication. Protocols like POP3 or IMAP were built before MFA existed. They literally cannot process an MFA prompt. If you leave them on, an attacker with a stolen password can bypass your MFA entirely. That is why blocking legacy authentication is frequently the highest scoring recommendation in your dashboard. Let's map out the remediation of these high-impact risks. At the top, we identify the three biggest offenders: missing MFA, legacy auth-enabled, and stale user accounts. Look at the remediation paths. For MFA and legacy auth, the most effective tool is deploying a conditional access policy, bridging them both to a single solution. For stale accounts, the action is administrative cleanup. Notice how both remediation paths converge on the final outcome, a massive score increase. This diagram proves that targeted, strategic effort yields exponential security benefits. Identity Secure Score is not just a technical checklist, it is the tactical execution of the Zero Trust security model. What does this mean? It means the score is a direct measurement of your progress in adopting Zero Trust. Let's cover the basics. Zero Trust demands that we verify explicitly, use least privilege, and assume breach. Why do we connect these? Because the secure score gives you the exact roadmap to achieve those lofty goals. How does it work in practice? When the dashboard recommends enforcing MFA for all users, you are executing the verify explicitly principle. When the dashboard penalizes you for having 10 global administrators and recommends using privileged identity management instead, you are executing the least privilege principle. As a deep dive, understand the compliance value here. When auditors ask for proof of your Zero Trust maturity, a historical graph showing a consistently improving identity secure score mathematically proves that your organization is actively hardening its defenses. This graph illustrates the direct mapping between strategic concepts and tactical actions. On the left, we have our three core Zero Trust principles. Follow the arrows to see how they translate into secure score recommendations. Verify explicitly maps directly to requiring MFA. Use least privilege maps directly to reducing the number of global admins. Assume breach maps to shutting down legacy authentication. This visual confirms that improving your secure score is synonymous with building a Zero Trust architecture. Let's apply this to a real-world, highly critical use case directly from Microsoft's operational guidance. Imagine you take over as the lead security architect for a multinational company. You open the Identity Secure Score dashboard and discover a terrifying reality. The discovery shows that only 30% of users are registered for MFA, there are over 100 inactive accounts sitting dormant for over a year, and legacy authentication is globally allowed. Why is this an emergency? Because these three gaps combined are an open invitation for ransomware and account takeover. How do we respond? You execute a rapid posture remediation. Step 1. You roll out an MFA registration campaign and enforce it using a conditional access policy. Step 2. You audit Entra ID and immediately delete or disable those 100 stale accounts. Step 3. You implement a hard block on all legacy authentication. The outcome, your identity secure score skyrockets, and you have instantly closed the most common and dangerous attack vectors facing the enterprise. Let's walk through the sequence diagram to see the incident response flow. The admin begins by querying the Identity Secure Score dashboard. The dashboard returns the critical alerts, low MFA, stale accounts, and legacy auth vulnerabilities. The admin then pivots to Microsoft Entra ID and systematically executes the 3 required remediations. Crucially, look at the bottom of the sequence. Microsoft Entra ID continuously feeds the updated telemetry back to the Secure Score engine. The engine recalculates and immediately reports the increased score and secured status back to the admin. It is a closed-loop system of continuous improvement. For our final slide, we must emphasize that Identity Secure Score is not a set-it-and-forget-it tool. It is a dynamic metric that requires continuous monitoring and governance. The basics are simple: your score will fluctuate. As you hire new employees, integrate new SaaS applications, or as Microsoft updates its security baselines to counter new threats, your score will naturally change. Why does this happen? It's called configuration drift. Over time, exceptions are made, and security naturally degrades if left unattended. How do you combat this? You must make the Identity Secure Score a mandatory KPI in your weekly or monthly IT governance meetings. Make it part of your operational rhythm. For a highly advanced deep dive, you don't even have to log into the portal. You can use the Microsoft Graph API to automatically export your secure score telemetry into your organization CM tool or a custom Power BI dashboard. This allows you to track historical trends, correlate score drops with specific IT changes, and maintain absolute, data-driven governance over your identity perimeter. Our final flowchart visualizes this continuous governance lifecycle. It starts at your weekly governance meeting, leading to the crucial decision node, Review Secure Score. If the score dropped, the team takes the left path to identify configuration drift and remediate new vulnerabilities. If the score is stable, the team takes the right path to review previously planned actions and execute the next security upgrade. Both paths inevitably lead to the continuous improvement loop at the bottom. This visually reinforces that identity security is an ongoing operational process, driven entirely by the insights provided by the Identity Secure Score.
To find related ebook and other material for this training course, go to quicktechie.com. Now you will see all the video courses are available here. So let's move to the ebooks. You can go here, ebooks, all AI related ebooks, like you are watching currently Mythos related training. That ebook would be uploaded under this section. You can download this ebook. PDF would be available, all 300-page PDF. So you just click on the download this entire ebook. You can download from this section. So whatever training you are currently listening, corresponding ebook would be available. We have thousands of ebooks available. Now, other than that, we have on video courses which you are watching right now. This also all AI related courses are available. Similarly, for all company related trainings are available, like Microsoft. You can find it here with their respective certification training modules. All exam simulators which would help you to get the certification preparation. Just refresh if you get this kind of error. Okay, so now you can see these are all certification preparation materials. Will also be click here to the NVIDIA certification preparation material. So you can see all NVIDIA certification preparation materials. Click on any of this and it would load the entire screen and you can launch the practice paper. So this is what you can see, that you can submit the answer. We have an audiobooks available. Okay, so for each section, and these are our alumni who can you can find out all alumni who are accessing our portal.